Let's go to the running back position. We did talk a lot of injuries at the running back position. So there's a few different quote unquote next men up here. We talked about Mike Boone and others. Who are you prioritizing on the waiver wire this week at the running back position?
Sure. So we mentioned all the injuries to running backs. Tyler Algier is probably my top guy. He's a guy that I actually liked as a sleeper going into the season just because the Falcons don't have a lot of running back depth. He's a rookie. He is 16% rostered and he saw 10 carries for 84 yards. Caleb Huntley saw 10 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. So I actually think that might end up being a committee type situation, especially if their pass game is going to be that bad. So I'm going to look at Algier probably first. Boone, I'm having trouble really getting excited about Boone right now, just because I just don't know. There's such a small sample size. Now they did utilize him heavily in this game once Javonte Williams went down because of Melvin Gordon's fumbling issues. And I think that was a little bit of like a punishment type thing. I don't know if that's signs of things to come, but Boone was used more like snap wise and touch wise after that point. So, I mean, he's definitely worth a bid. I'm just not sure that I'm going to say, oh yeah, he's an RB3 moving forward. I'm not ready to go there with him yet. But other guys that I'm also looking at, Isaiah Pacheco back on the radar because the Chiefs are in such a positive game script. And I think that if you can pretty much pick the games that you think they'll be in a positive game script, it will probably work out. I mean, I think that there will be a lot of those. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was absolutely on fire with the first couple touchdowns on back-to-back drives, but then Pacheco was pretty heavily involved. 11 carries for 63 yards, looked pretty good too in the process. So I think that he's going to carve out a role in this offense for himself, but at very minimum, he's a good insurance policy to have if you have Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, fair enough. This, Samantha, is where this week I break out the good old saying, I'd rather have a sliver of a watermelon than half of a grape. I don't care about the B-side running back in the Denver Broncos offense. I don't care about the next man up in the Atlanta Falcons offense, right? Pacheco is a guy that does intrigue me, kind of as like the hammer. He could have some kind of A.J. Dillon qualities about him as they are up-lating games, bringing him in. Remember, CEH is injury prone as well, although CEH, I believe, is now RB4 in PPR leagues going in after his great performance. Yo, Mahomes to hell air for all you Fresh Prince fans out there. And here's the other offense that I'd be interested in getting a share of at the running back position. Samantha, give me Kenneth Gainwell over in Philly. I mean, like, I see him being utilized along in the backfield with Jalen Hurts. Miles Sanders is also someone who's injury prone. And if, we fast forward 4 or 5 weeks and I have the starting running back for the Eagles or I have the starting running back for the Chiefs, I'd rather have that than have the kind of next man up in Atlanta or in Denver. I think Pacheco is a great call for you. And I would say keep your eyes on Kenneth Gainwell. A lot of people thought it was going to be Boston Scott going into the season. And Kenneth Gainwell has gotten that kind of opportunity. And I like this Philadelphia offense, which going into this week was number 1 in the NFL in terms of yards gained. So you kind of want to get down with the good offenses.